It was a late night off work, almost midnight. I was driving home from work when I received a text message. Of course I wasn't going to answer it. Psh, don't text and drive is key to my survival. But then my phone lit up as my boss. I was honestly shocked. I had no idea what she wanted, though I wasn't going to answer just yet. I waited till I reached a red light, and once I did, I reached over to tap the screen of my phone just to see what she had said, not to respond to it. I was just super curious. Then my phone, it started to ring. She was now calling me. I thought this was weird, but I answered my phone anyways. Hello? Miss Swift, are you still driving home? She asked me. Yeah, I'm still driving home. What's up? I replied back to her. She then asked me how far I was from a gas station. She usually passes when she gets home. I tell her, I think I'm about 15 minutes away. To be honest, I had no idea. She replied saying, oh, so you're almost home then? Yeah, I'm almost home. And that was correct. I was about 4 minutes away. Oh, okay. Never mind then. As she was about to hang up, I then stopped her. Whoa! Wait, what's wrong? Why did you call me? I figured she was calling me this late at night. It must have been serious. Well, I got a flat tire, and I'm at a gas station by myself. I called AAA, but they said they wouldn't be here for another 45 minutes, and it's very late, and I didn't know who else to call. Hearing those words from her mouth, I couldn't believe it. This woman is all alone at a gas station in the middle of the night with a flat tire. As a man, I'm not gonna let this happen. I can definitely change her tire really quickly and help her out. To keep my boss's name in private and short, we'll call her Key for this story. Key, I can definitely come out there and help you out. I told her this, hoping she'd be okay with that. Are you sure? I mean, it's okay if you don't. AAA said they'd be here. Whoa. I then interrupted her. I don't care, Key. Alright? I can help you out. What kind of man would I be? What kind of employee would I be if I couldn't help out my boss who has a flat tire? I'm Mr. Swift, alright? I can help you out. She giggled a little bit and was like, okay, I really appreciate it. I'm like, yep, that's what I do. Now, where are you? What's your location? Because I have no idea what gas station you're at, to be honest. She laughed again and is like, alright, I'll send it to you. I hope this doesn't make me a bad person, but I was really excited to come to her aid. I had a crush on my boss, and now she's asking me to come help her out. I knew she didn't have many options of who to call since it was almost midnight, but the fact she even thought to ask me made me feel like a man. I really wanted to help her out. The light I was sitting at turned green, and I turned around doing a U-turn. I then get the text from Key telling me where she was. She even sent the following text to, be careful. I was happy to see that. I didn't live in the best neighborhood at the time, so I was constantly thinking of the worst things that can go wrong to her. Like, is she okay? Should I call her to make sure she was okay and then stay on the line? But I had to focus on just getting there first. When I turned 16, my stepfather, we'll call him James, gave me the best gift I never thought I would ever use, or need, or want. And the gift he gave me was a toolkit. I remember when I was 16 and I had that toolkit. I was like, what am I gonna do with this, James? I told you I wanted a PS4. Shut up, boy, my stepdad says. This toolkit will be everything you possibly need. It's got everything, socket wrenches, this is a wrench, this is a socket wrench. Okay, James, I interrupt him. I get it, they're wrenches, but what am I gonna do with it? You'll find out one day, boy. One day, you'll appreciate the things I give you. I didn't care at the time, but now, looking back on it, this might be just the thing I'd need. The basic toolkit that he gave me had everything I'd possibly need for tools. I mean, I didn't even realize it'd be that good. So, for changing tires, it was honestly perfect. I had them in the trunk of my car just in case anything happened. I actually put them in the trunk because of what he said back then. He said, "You never know, boy," and then he slammed my trunk when he gave it to me. Honestly, maybe James actually had some good ideas back then. Anyways, back to the present. I really only ever used it for changing my oil. To be honest, the toolkit was quite helpful when it came to changing my oil. So this was the first time I actually needed to change a tire, and it was a woman's tire. A woman who I had a crush on. What are the odds? I was definitely a sucker for getting excited, because her safety should be my priority over trying to impress her. that I could just change her tire really fast. I mean, I'm Mr. Swift, but if I'm not able to help Key out, then how could I call myself a man? All the stupid, childish fantasies I was thinking about going through my head, like, if I helped her, maybe she'd be like my hero, or be impressed, and then she'd like me. Ugh, I had so much confidence driving over there that as soon as I reached the gas station, I could see her car. It was alone, under a dark streetlight that overlooked the gas pumps. I lost all confidence and just became extremely nervous when I saw it. I parked my car. I see her step out of her car, heading towards mine. I tell myself, okay, Mr. Swift, don't blow it. You got this. I rolled down my window as she reached it. She says, thank you for coming. I look up at her with the bit of confidence I had left, saying, help has arrived. She laughed, saying, my hero. I smiled and got super excited when she said that, and I was like, that's what I do. You got a spare tire, boss? She laughs again, saying, yeah, it's in my trunk. I don't know how to get it out. Plus, I don't have any tools to even put it on. I smiled again like, okay, it's going well. And I said, well, it's a good thing you called me, Mr. Swift, your #1 star employee. I got the tools, and I got the knowledge. I know how to change a tire. She smiles back. That's a relief. I thought I was going to be sitting out here all alone for an hour waiting for AAA. Who needs AAA when you have Mr. Swift? She smiles and laughs. In my head, I'm thinking, okay, this is going well. I got this. I get out of my car and head towards my trunk where my tools were. She follows me. I ask her, are you okay? Yeah, just a little scared, she replies back. I ask her why. She says, well, it's just, I'm a woman and I'm alone. Like, I have nothing to protect me other than my car, but I can't even move it. It's got a flat tire. In my head, I was like, ugh, she feels safe with me. This is great. I mean, I'm only 18, but like, this is what it must feel like to be a man when a woman's scared and she hides behind your back. Like, I mean, I shouldn't be excited. What am I doing? I'm getting in my head again, so I had to focus. And then I asked her this, why are you scared? But once I asked her this, we heard a dog barking in the distance and the sound of men talking. It was far enough away I couldn't make out anything they were saying. But the look on her face told me everything. It was crazy, because I was much younger than her, and I usually look up to her at work. I mean, she is my boss, and she knows the ins and outs of the business, so... But in this moment, she was standing close to me and telling me she was scared. I instantly turned on man mode, and I knew I had to protect her at all costs. I told her, don't worry, Key, I'll protect you. Plus, I have my lightsaber in the back of my car, so if anything happens, I'll be ready. She grew a genuine smile on her face, and then it turned into laughter. Wow, she looked really pretty, I thought. Then she asked me, wait, did you say lightsaber? That's right, it lights up red just like Darth Vader's. Don't you remember, Key? Yeah, I remember. You were playing with it at work and distracting your coworkers with it. I even took a photo of you wearing your stormtrooper helmet as well, and I put it on the wall so you could remember it, she said, scolding me. Yeah, good times, I said, reminiscing the memory while looking up in the sky. Then Key grabs my arm and says, how is that toy of yours gonna protect us? Toy? I said while looking at her. She looked back saying, yeah, it's just a toy. I raised my hand, then made a fist in the sky, saying, girl, don't you know that the Force is strong with me? She laughed and rolled her eyes and said, oh my god, you are too much. I then grabbed the jack and began to raise up her car. Key wanted to help out and asked me what she could do. I told her to find something to block her tire, just in case the car rolls, even though I had her emergency brake on. But in my opinion, you can never be too careful. She couldn't find anything other than a boot that was in her car. Perfect, I said. Just put it behind the tire, nice and snug. After she placed the boot, she said, anything else? I was already under the car, hands screwing off her lug nuts, and said, yeah. Could you hold these so I don't lose them? She did so happily. We talked a bit more about work and how to change the tires. She may have been my boss, but I thought she was amazing. She listened to me, when I told her about changing tires, and even listened to her tell me stories of being at work and just in life in general. Even with the situation she was in, we were laughing and chatting. I thought if I could make her laugh and let her feel helpful, she would feel safe and be okay. I knew I was younger than her, but I couldn't help but think she was absolutely gorgeous. I really liked her, and I wanted to make sure that she was okay getting home tonight. I finished her tire in under 30 minutes. I lowered her vehicle and put everything away. Her tire was changed and she was able to drive home. She then said, "Wow, Mr. Swift, you are faster than AAA. They still haven't even called or said anything, and they usually do that when they're 5 minutes out." I closed my trunk and leaned onto the side of my car, saying, "Well, that's why they call me Mr. Swift." She rolled her eyes yet again. "I'm glad I was able to help you out, and that you can get home safely," I tell her. She gave me a hug and said, "Thank you so much, Swifty." My heart was definitely racing. I then tried to pull it off as it was no big deal. Of course, I couldn't leave you stranded here all alone at night. She began to laugh in my chest, then she let me go and walked to her car. She waved goodbye, then headed off down the street. I felt utterly and ultimately like the biggest winner in the world. I wanted to call my stepdad, James, and tell him that all of his bullshit wasn't for nothing. That I was able to change a girl's tire. A girl I liked, and it was my boss. It was an instant win. All I could see was W's. I was just the biggest winner, like ever. That I was able to change a girl's tire. But it was midnight, and he'd be pissed as fuck if I call him just to wake him up for that. I get in my car and start heading down the street. I call my mom, and she actually woke up, and I didn't feel super embarrassed to tell her. I was like, "Mom, Mom," and she said with like the tiredest voice ever, like, "Yeah." "Mom, guess what?" She's like, "What?" "Mom, I changed a girl's tire." She was like, "What?" I'm like, "Mom, I did it. I changed the tire for a girl I like and I have a crush on. And guess what, Mom?" She then says, "What?" I'm like, "Mom, it was my boss." She goes, "Oh, wow." It's like past midnight, right, Mr. Swift? "Yeah, I know, but isn't that awesome?" "That's so awesome," she said, again, very tired. I told her, "I'll let you go, but man, I'm so excited. Mom, I'm a winner." She goes, "That's my boy." I then tell her, "Hey, I'm gonna go and drink some chocolate milk for success." She goes, "Chocolate milk? Okay." I was like, "All right, Mom, I'm gonna let you go, okay? Bye, I love you." "I love you too, son." And then she would hang up, and then I drove down the road like a big winner. I couldn't believe it. I changed my boss's tire. I'm basically a man now.